Map, already you know what is map. Map is nothing but a key value pair, means we can store the key data. Based on key data we can fetch the values as well. So last time we discussed, right, what methods we are using for map, and what, how to get the values based on the key, and how to get only keys data from the map, how to get only values. So that method already we discussed. Let's see one more example for today, map. So map example. Okay, let's see one map example so that you can understand more. Create wrapper class. Wrapper class. Wrapper class is student. Okay, student info. Student info with last name. Just simply last name, first name, city. Okay, just you can enter the last name, first name, city. Otherwise you can enter only last name and first name. And here one more requirement is create a list of student info, student, and insert the following data. Following data. Following data. That is not a student, it is a student info. Wrapper class is student info. What is the following data? So here we can mention last name, first name. Last name is suppose Ram, first name is K, last name is Raju, first name is C, last name is Sam, first name is A. Okay, and one more is, so next one is create a map. Create a map with last name as a last name as key, key, and first name as values. Okay, value, like consider like this in map. And one more method, take one by one record, one by one record from list, where the list is available from the student info list. Okay, so the list is creating, right, student info list, and add to the map, add to the above map. Okay, this is the requirement. And finally fetch, fetch all the fetch all the last name from the map. Okay, and finally one more requirement is fetch all the first name, first name from the map. Okay, so what I'm going to do, directly I'm going to execute this class in this requirement in Apex class. Let's see, go to developer console, go to developer console, create a class Apex, file a new Apex class. So map example, enter. So what is the first requirement? What is the first requirement? Copy the first requirement, go to class. This is the first requirement. What is that? Create a wrapper class student info with last name and first name. Already we discussed why go for the wrapper class. If you want to store different types of data types in same list, directly it is not possible. If we have to create a student, we have to create a separate object that is called a inner class, and then we have to declare the different types of variables, and we can add to the list. That is the advantage for wrapper object. Now how to create wrapper object? Wrapper object is nothing but a wrapper class. Okay, public class. What is the class name? Student, student, student info. Okay, this is the class. What are the variables here? First name and last name, both are string, right? Public string, string first name, and the next one is public string last name, last name. That's it. Save now. So first requirement is done. What is the second requirement? Insert the data. Okay, so create a list of info for following data. Where we are going to initialize the data? So that we are going to create a method above. Public void create student data. Student data. Okay. So now here, what is the data? This is the requirement. What is the initial data here? How to create the data? What is the object here? Student info. Okay, this is the student info, right? So student info we need to create. How to create student info? Student info std equal to new student info, like this. Just save now. It will save. Why? Because already it is a proper class is declared here. Okay, we can call wherever it is required. Std dot what is the variable? First variable, first name. So simply we can call it as first name equal to what is that value? Go to nodes. So Ram, Raju, Sam, Ram K. So now what is the first name here? K. Okay, simply we can mention K. And what is that? Std dot last name. Last name is the variable, right? What is the last name here? Ram. That's it. So now like this, how many records we want to create? We want to insert 3 records. Okay. So like this, we can insert 3 data. So one more also I'm going to add. Okay. So now here, how many records are there total? So this is Raju C, and the one more is, what is the one more record? Sam A. Okay, just mention here A Sam. And also variables are different, right? So here, what I'm going to do, std1, just I'm replaced with another variable, same variable, it is not supported. Now here I'm going to put student2. Copy this, paste. So now I have declared 3 data. I have initialized 3 student information based on the requirement. Now I want to add this data into single list, right? Why? Because we need to add this value into map. If it is a one record, directly we can add it. Now 3 records are there, right? What is the first step? What is the next step actually? So here create a map with last key name and key name, first name as a value, and take one by one record for student info list. Still we are not created list. Simply we are declaring the data. How to create the list? Simply copy this one. See, always you have to, wherever you are initializing variables, either list variable or normal variable, either you can initialize top of the class if it is a global variable. If it is a local variable, means that is within the scope, you are declaring any variables, that you have to declare starting of the method. Okay, that is the best practice. In between, don't declare any variables. Sometimes what happened is the looking itself, or maybe sometimes checking the variable, it will take time. So as per the best practice, code best practice, whatever variables you are declaring, either it is a list variable, either it is a normal variable, primitive variable, whatever may be, you have to declare the variables always starting of the method. Okay. So what is the list here? List of student info. Okay. So student list or std list equal to new list of student info. Okay. Now what we need to do? So here, if you want, you can make it space as well. Now add this list to all the data. List of dot add method. What is the add value here? Student. Just add. So one record is added. Same like this, we can add this one. Okay. So now here std1. Now here also we can add, that is something like std2. Control A shift tab. Okay. Control A shift tab, automatically code alignment it will do. Save now. So this is the first requirement. Now what is the next requirement? Now create a map, last name as a key, first name as a value. Okay. So how to declare the map? So here we can observe one thing. What is the last name here? I'm going to add here itself, because of that is also variable only, right? Now here, what is the last name? Last name is nothing but a string, right? Last name is nothing but a string, and the first name also, it is nothing but a string. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare map string comma string, string comma string. Why we are declaring string comma string? Because of both are string variables only. Now what is that? Student map equal to new map comma string comma string. Okay. like this. Either you can use small letter or capital letter, but code alignment you have to follow either upper camel or lower camel, whatever. Save now. So now the map is declared. Third one is completed. Now what is the next step? Take one by one record from the student map, sorry, student list and add to the map. Okay. Now go to here. I'm going to minimize. Now it is okay. Now what is the next requirement? Where the data is available, where the list of data is available. This is the student object and here the data is available. How to take one by one record? So if list is contain more than one record, how to add one by one, how to check one by one record? Using for loop. So for loop object name is, what is the object name here? Student info. Copy the object name and variable we have to add student st here. Okay, like this is the for each loop object, which object is contain the data, the list of data you can return and also variable name is st. Okay, now we can add to the map. Which map? It is student map. What value we need to add to the map? In map, first name is a, what is the first name? Value, and the last name is the key. So how to add the map? Which value it is supported to the map? How to add the value into the map? What is the method? Which method we are going to use to add the value into the map? Any idea?
Put method.
Put method, exactly. Put method. What is the syntax for put method? Key comma value. So this is the syntax, right? Now what is the key? What value we need to pass the key? Last name. How to pass? st dot last name. That's it. And what is the value? If you want a space, we can give the space. st dot first name. Save now. So this is how we can add the values. See now, this is how we can add. So automatically first record ram is going to add as a key and a k is going to add as a value. Again, for loop, what it will do? For loop, it will run more than once. If the list is contain 10 records, 10 times it will run. List is contain 100 records, 100 times it will run. That is the advantage for loop. Okay. Now once you added, what is the condition here? These are the two requirements. What are the two requirements? Go to here. These are the two requirements. One is fetch the data and here, right? So what is the next requirement? Just to get the data from the map, only keys, right? So last name is the key, right? Last name is the key. Either you can use for list value or maybe set value. Anyway, key is not allowing duplicate. Then we can use list also fine, or we can use set also fine. Now I'm going to use set actually. Okay, set of what is the value? String. Okay, so map key data. Key data equal to how to fetch the key data, only keys. We have a method called map dot, that is the map variable dot which method we are going to use? Key set. That's it. Automatically all keys are stored into map key data, or if you want you can put last names. Okay, and the next requirement, I want to fetch only for first names where we are storing in map values. Then how to get list of string first names equal to std map dot values. That's it. If you want to print this value, simply you can print Control A, Shift Tab, right. Now go to here, system.debug, map key data is we can put last names. This is how we can print. And system.debug, map values are so we can put first names. Let's run this code. Let's run the save. Now class is saved without any error. This is the code for our requirement. Now go to anonymous window. If you want to run the class manually, already we discussed it, again I'm repeating multiple times. Class is nothing but a user defined template. It will not execute by own. You have to execute the class either manually or maybe by using some automated process, either button or maybe triggers, or many ways we can call the class. Now how to execute the class manually means you have to open the anonymous window and you can execute. Now this is non-static method, right? It is not a static method. If it is a non-static method, what we have to do? First to create instance of the class. Okay, once create the instance of the class, which method do you want to run? You can run the method. So sometimes it is populated automatically, otherwise you can copy this one so that it's not right. So it is which type of method it is? It is a non-parameter method. We are not passing any parameter here. Okay. Now execute this one. Let's see whether mapped data it is stored successfully or not. Click on execute now. It is executing without any error. Go to see here. It is correct only, right? What is the debug number 30? So if you go to 30 line, we are printing all the keys. What are the keys we have here? Keys is nothing but a last name, right? Ram, Raju, Sam. If you go to here, see Raju, Ram, Sam. And what are the values? K, C, A. These are the second name, and these are the, sorry, this is the last name and this is the second name. Okay, right. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Right. Clear now this example? Any doubts here? Let me know. This is the code. Hmm. You can check one more time. If people are check line by line code, and if you have any doubt, let me know. Clear this one. This is the Vapor class is clear. Any questions? Clear Vapor class, and then
I
yeah,
have one question from doubt.
yeah, please, please.
Why we are using in set and list class in between the graphical, sir? It's like fetch the all the last name from the map. So why we are
Hmm.
using set and list we are using?
See, we can use list as well. Here we can use list also. See,
Okay.
generally, why I'm using set, right? So generally, set is also not allowing duplicate data, right? Already it is not having any duplicate data. If you want, you can use list as well. No problem.
Okay.
See, just a
Okay, sir.
differentiate purpose, I'm using set. But if you want, you can use list as well. It is supporting the list. See, if
Okay.
you want, you can mention simply list, save now, it will save. No issues. But here, why it is not allowing? Let me check. Illegal assignment for set to list. Okay, yeah, got it. So sorry, why we are using set, right? Generally, set is not allowing duplicate data. Okay, so generally, map whatever key value we are using, that is same like set property. Okay, so because of always we are using set. Why? Because it is not contain duplicate value further as well. Okay. See, generally we are using for set only. List is not allowing. Why list is allowing values means maybe one key having maybe duplicate data. So that it will allow for values. Okay, that is. But sometimes it is allowing list. Maybe that I will check. Maybe in case anything is changed for Salesforce set. But maximum we are using set only. Whenever using key value, we are using set only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. See, sometimes why we are using set also, right? I will give one more example. See, suppose map of, suppose I'm using ID comma list of account, list of contact, just simply contact. Okay, like this also we can use. Okay, like this also we can use map data equal to new. Later also we'll discuss this in example like this. Okay, if you save now, it will save. See why I'm using set, I will tell you. Okay, so suppose ID is the, think like it is a parent ID, like account ID. Okay, sometimes one parent having multiple records, right? One order having multiple products, right? Okay, whenever you ordered any Flipkart, sometimes you can order more than one product as well, right? Either same product or different products, right? So parent ID is the parent order ID is the parent ID. So any, if you order 100 products in same order ID, yes, it is possible. Means parent ID, it is contain more than one record. It is not possible to store more than one record in single variable, right? Like this also we can pass. List of contact means one account ID, it is contain multiple contacts. Okay, so account ID is the unique, parent ID is the unique. So sometimes what we need to do, we can pass the account ID as a set variable, and we can pass the data as a list variable as a duplicate data, or maybe more than one record also, same name. Okay, so that is simply we are using for set variable. So going forward you can understand more. Okay, why using set. Already we discussed about set example as well, right? So set is always, it is using for unique property. Set, that is what I mentioned. Map whatever key value, it is always whatever properties we have in set, same properties it is applicable for key value. Whatever properties we have in list, same properties it is applicable for map value. Okay, that is the combination of key value. Instead of declaring set and list separately, by using map we can declare set properties as a key, list properties as a value, and we can avoid instead of declaring two times. Okay, that is the reason most of the time Salesforce is recommended to use for map only instead of using for list and set. Okay, clear? Right. I think collections are completed. Okay, so hope you understand what is list and what is set and what is map. Okay, so and also here simply we can search in map in Apex. Okay, sorry, map in Apex. Okay, so here it is there, Apex reference guide. Okay, so here it is there, see here. If you go to here, map methods are there. Okay, so here what is map, here already we discussed, right? Map is contain key value pair, and see here different types of constructions we have, and also map methods also we have. Okay, if you go down, these are the methods: clear method, contains key, and deep clone, equals. There is different types of methods we have. Generally most of the times we are using map.value method, and also put method and key set method. Whatever we discussed in this example, most of the time we are using these type of methods only. Okay, generally we are using put method, or we are using key set method, or maybe sometimes we are using get method. Get method means if you want to get any particular value we want, that we can use. Okay, like this. Okay, get of std dot first name or last name, particular value we want based on the key, then we can use for get method. Okay, if you want more information, we can use this particular document, and you can practice more as well. If you go to get method also, here some examples of how to use get method and that. But going forward we can use map also, some examples so that you can understand more. Right. I close that URL. Okay. If you want that URL, or maybe you can get it. Map in Apex. So more info, go through this URL. Right. So next topic, the basic concepts we are pending with SOQL and the DML operations. Once these two concepts are completed, then we'll go for the real-time examples. Okay, so the next topic is SOQL. So generally in Oracle or maybe some other technologies, people are telling like SQL, right? Sequence queries, or maybe some people are call it as SQL queries or database queries. Same like Salesforce also. What is how to read the data from the database? See, suppose database contains one table, it is contains something data. We want to read the data programmatically. How to read the data? How to fetch the data from Salesforce without using any tool? I want to fetch the data for some logic purpose. How to read the data or how to fetch the data from Salesforce means in Oracle or some other technologies we are using sequence queries or select queries, SQL queries, but in Salesforce we are using for SOQL query. Okay, SOQL query we are using. What is SOQL query here means Salesforce object query language. Salesforce object query language. That is nothing but a SOQL. Okay, SOQL is nothing but Salesforce object query language. If you people are already aware of sequence queries, then same as sequence query here also. But this is the cloud platform, right? We have some limitations compared to sequence query. Example, in SQL, it is allowing select star from account simply. If you mention like this, if you mention star, whatever data, whatever fields we have in account table, it is automatically, it will consider all the fields. No need to enter manually one by one field. But this feature is not available in Salesforce. Why? Because Salesforce is always, it's a cloud platform. Always they reduce for database impact. The database, what you call running performance or something. Maybe they remove this kind of functionality. But Salesforce, how we are going to fetch the data? I want to fetch all the fields. We have to enter manually which fields it is required. ID, comma, name, comma, field, phone, comma, something like that. But Salesforce also recently introduced some three queries. We can fetch all the data, all the fields we can consider, but up to 200. Limitation is 200 fields we can consider for this SOQL query. That we'll discuss. What are the limitations we have? Okay, right. So again, I'm going to explain. So SOQL query is nothing but these are similar like SQL only. And so query is nothing but, what is query generally? This is the statement. This is the statement written to fetch the records from the database based on requirement, based on business requirement. Okay, this is. So by using SOQL query, by using SOQL to fetch the records or data, both are same, from Salesforce. Okay, and also by using SOQL to fetch data from related objects as well, related objects as well. Okay, either we can fetch, that is something like either child to parent or parent to child, parent to child. This is separate queries we have, that we'll discuss in detail later. And what is the interview question is, what is the return type of SOQL query? If you run the SOQL query, what it will run? If you go to developer console, so how to execute the query? If you go to down, there is a arrow mark right here. So if you want, see here we have a arrow mark, right? Just click on the arrow mark. Okay, and here there is a query editor. Below query editor is there. Okay, just you can minimize, and here select ID from account. Simply we can write the query. Later we'll discuss execute. What is returning the SOQL query? it is returning list of data. It is returning list of data. Okay, so how to what is the return type of the SOQL query? It is a list of records. Okay, that is something like list of objects. Objects are query data, whatever, maybe list of objects or maybe list of records. Simply we can mention list of records. Okay, that is the return type of the SOQL query. Okay, the call is started. 1 minute. Otherwise, already I mentioned, you can ignore. Yeah, right. So now what is return maximum? Return how many? What is the governor limit? Maximum records written using SOQL is that is 50,000. Okay, 50,000 records in single call. Okay, that is. So number of SOQL queries. See here, if you want, I will show you. Number of SOQL queries we can return up to 100 per transaction. Okay, I will show you that one as well. See here, list of accounts equal to select ID from account. Just run this query. If you run this query, scroll down, no need to click on debug only. See how what is the number of SOQL queries per transaction run? 100 queries. Whenever executing the transaction, if it is having more than 100 queries, then it will get a error like limit exemption. So and also here see how many records per query we can return, up to 50,000 records. Per transaction, it is a 50,000 records for single call. So now how many records are there total account? Total account is 53 records. Out of 50,000, as of now we are written 53 records, whatever it is there. So that is it is showing here. Okay, so total how many queries we can return means 100 queries, and the total how many records we can return per transaction means 50,000 records. If you fetch more than 50,000 records, then what it will do? It will get a error. Okay, it will get a error like limit exception. If you want more than 50,000, then we can go with the dynamic SOQL query. That is dynamic SOQL query we are using for batch apex. At the time of batch apex, we'll discuss more. Okay, right. So this is something like governor limit. Okay, so number of SOQL is 100 per transaction. Okay, this one. So let's see, next one is syntax. SOQL query is easy, guys. Okay, don't confuse. Syntax is, so select field API names from object API name, okay, API name, and where condition. Okay, in this condition we can use multiple values. Okay, condition, and also we can use for group by fields, group by fields, okay, and also we can use limit keyword. Everything we'll discuss, don't worry. Limit keyword, and also we can use for different methods also, limit, and also we can use order by also we can use order by field name, and also we can use for update. There is a different keywords we have based on the requirement. We can use all rows example. Okay, so this is the syntax, etc. Okay, there is a multiple methods we have, but what is the mandatory query? Means this is the mandatory. Whenever you are written the SOQL query, these three are mandatory. We have to write a select query, field API names, which fields you want to fetch for the particular object. So this is very important. Based on the requirement, you have to use the conditions, which conditions it is required. Do you want to add any group by data, or do you want to use any order by asynchronous order or desynchronous order, or do you want to log the data, or do you want to fetch the recycle bin data, deleted data, or some examples, offset keyword, or multiple examples we have. Okay, we'll discuss, at least try to whatever real time regularly we are using. Remaining thing you can practice by using Salesforce document. Okay, so what is the mandatory query means? Again, I'm repeating, the mandatory query is, this is the mandatory query. Select field API name from object API name. So this is the mandatory. Let's dig for more details. Okay, so here field names are nothing but object field API names. So whatever object you are referring, that we need to use for here. Okay, what are the keywords? What are the keywords in SOQL query is select, okay, from, and where condition, and also limit, etc. Okay, these are the keywords. Why I mentioned keywords? These values are never changed. Once the keywords are declared by compiler, that keywords are never changed, right? Already we discussed initially. So these are the keywords in SOQL query. The place of the keyword and the place of the keyword, the compile of the keyword, all are same. Okay, already that decided by the compiler. Okay, we are not going to, first we are going to use from, and after that we are going to use select, not like that. Syntax means, that is the syntax. What data we need to fetch, or what are the objects we require, that you have to update into the query. Okay, this one. And also here you can use, already we discussed, right? Option parameters are after from, whatever parameters we have, that is the optional parameters. What is the required parameters? Select and from keywords are required parameters, and what is the field name, what is the object name is required parameters. Okay, hope you clear syntax of the SOQL query. Let's see some examples now. Before going to discuss example, where to execute SOQL query? Where to execute SOQL? Okay, first one is developer console. Developer console. Where developer console, we have a query editor. Query editor. Otherwise, we can use for anonymous window. Anonymous window also we can use. And also we can use SOQL query by using Salesforce inspector. Already Salesforce inspector, you know, right? That is the Google Chrome extension file. And also if you want, you can use for workbench as well. Workbench also we can execute. And also we can execute data loader as well, right? In data loader also we can form the SOQL query, right? Whenever you export the data, whatever you field selected, automatically the data loader is forming the SOQL query. But this is not recommendable, but I'm not going to mention. Developers are using most of the time either developer console, or maybe Salesforce inspector, or maybe workbench. Okay, so these are the ways we can execute the SOQL query. In developer console, we have an option called, here go to down, there is a query editor. Here we can write the query and we can execute. Okay, let's see now some examples we'll discuss. Example is, write a SOQL to fetch name, comma, phone number, comma, account number, comma, account number, annual revenue from account. Okay, account. This is the example, simple example, basic query. Again, write a SOQL to fetch the, what is the information, name, comma, stage name, and amount, close date from opportunity. Okay, so this is one more SOQL query. If you want one more SOQL query, write a SOQL to fetch contact information like first name, last name, lead source, lead source, etc. Okay, so these are the some basic queries we are going to execute. What is that? So first, what we need to do? This is the SOQL query, right? What is the mandatory query? We are not using any condition here. Simply we are fetching the data. Now, which object data we are fetching? What is the object here? Which object? Account. Just replace with account. Always you have to refer API name. Again, I'm repeating. Whenever you are writing any code or whenever you are using any field API name, field names or object names, always we have to refer API name of the component or API name of the parameter. Okay, either field API name or object API name. Always we have to refer the API name of the component, which component you are referring into the code. Okay, code is not supported any label name, because of label name is maybe contain duplicate data. Sometimes system is not understanding which value we need to return. But if it is using API name always it should be unique. So system is automatically recognize the value and it will fetch the data what you are expecting. Okay, right. So now we are replacing account. Now what is the which fields? These are the fields, right? Now let's see what is the fields here. What is the field name? Name, comma. We need to enter comma separated. Okay, field names are enter comma separated. Name, phone number, comma. What is the account number? What is the API name of the account number? If you don't know the API name, just simply go to the object. Which object? Account object. Go to the account object, open any one account, or maybe go to force.com menu, open the fields. What is the account number API name? This is the API name. Field name is nothing but a API name. See, this is the label name. This is the API name. Simply we can replace the API name. Same like annual revenue. Go to here. What is the annual revenue here? This is the annual revenue. Copy the annual revenue and go to here. Now this is how we can create a query. Okay. So now execute the query. Where we are executing the query? We can execute the query in developer console. Go to the developer console. Go to the query editor. Here just replace the existing query. Just click on this one. Right. Now we can execute. So this is how we can execute, comma separated. After last field, whatever you entered end of the field, don't enter comma. If you enter comma, still query is expecting one more column. See, suppose you want only these columns. This is the last column, means just remove the comma. Okay, and click on execute here. We'll discuss later about tooling API. Click on execute. See, now this is the data we are executing. Just minimize this one. See, these are total how many records are there. This is the count of the total, and see here these are the name data. This account name is having, phone number is not available, account number is not available, annual revenue. Whatever data is present, we can check the data by using SOQL query. This is how we can read the data by using SOQL. Hope you clear. And how to execute query in Salesforce Inspector? There is a data export. Click on data export, and here you can write the query. But what is the advantage for compared to developer console query editor? Query editor you have to enter manually for API names, or if you are not aware of API name, then you have to go for object and you have to find out. But data export not like that. If you put comma, all API names whatever there in object level, it is pre-populated here. So simply we can select here. We can select here if you want account number, already added account number, we can remove, and which value, see here simply active, and also billing city, billing address, billing country. See, like this we can add it. That is the advantage for Salesforce Inspector. If you remove the column, all fields are minimal. Just export now. See here also it is available data. And also one more advantage for the Salesforce Inspector, we can export the data. Whatever result it is coming, that data we can export. but developer console it is not possible. Developer console also it is possible. Go to Salesforce inspector and check the data table and select. That is the use story. Okay, instead of using sales data developer console, if you have access Salesforce inspector, always you can use for Salesforce inspector to run the queries. Okay, hope you clear. Tell me this one, how to write SOQL code. I am not executing, just you can execute later. Tell me, select which object from which object you can use either capital letter or opportunity. Now tell me what are the field names it is required here. What is the field name? Name comma. What is the stage name? API name? Stage name. No space. Okay. And also what is the amount field? And then closed it. Closed it. That's it. This is how we have to write the field names. From which table we want to fetch, what data we are going to fetch inside the select and from, you have to mention comma separated. Tell me this SOQL query. Select which table we are fetching, which table, which object. Write a SOQL to fetch contact information, right? Contact. What are the information we are going to fetch here? What are the fields? First name, comma, last name, comma, lead source. Okay, so these are the SOQL query. Clear now? Any questions? Clear
Yes,
how
sir,
to
clear.
write SOQL? Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Good. Now we want to use set limit. Okay, how to use limit? Limit in SOQL query. Limit keyword. Suppose we want to fetch only for 10 records. Out of 50, I want to fetch only 10 records. How to fetch 10 records? Example, write a SOQL to fetch only 5 account records. 5 account records. How to fetch 5 account records? With below information. What is the below information? Name, comma, account number, comma, account number, rating. Okay, let's see, only 5 records we want. See, suppose initially how we are going to write? Select ID from account. Okay, so now here, what are the information? If you want account name, account number, see below account number is there, and simply put rating, and yes, these are the data. If you execute this query, how many records total it is written? 53 records. But as per the requirement, I want only for 5 records. Then what we have to do? After the object, limit is additional parameter, right? Just simply we can put limit space. How many records you want? We can put 5. So total number of records, how many records it is required, that number you can put. See now only 5 records it is fetching. Okay, so this is how we can use for limit keyword. Okay, limit keyword. Hope you clear. So generally in code level, how we are going to use, right? Generally in code, in Apex code, we are using like this. Okay, sometimes maybe what we are going to use, integer limit equal to, otherwise integer record limit. Here we can put the record limit 10. Okay, then here we are writing the SOQL query. How to write? List of accounts equal to select ID, name, phone number from account limit equal to limit. You can use for syntax like this, limit, and pass this limit to here. Like this also people are using, or directly people are using for limit like this also. Okay, sometimes code level they're using limit keyword like this. Maybe this limit keyword they're using for some custom labels or something. So that we'll discuss later at the time of Apex code. Okay, so this is how we can use for the Apex code if we are using limit keyword. Or sometimes people are directly they will put limit equal to 5 or limit equal to 10 based on the requirement. Then you can print this data system.debug. It will get the data. Okay, so this is something like limit keyword. Okay, maybe I'll execute one Apex class. Let's see how are the data it will come later. Hmm? Now, next one is asynchronous process. Asynchronous, that is something like order by. Order by. Okay, what is order by keyword? Okay, so generally order by how many types we have? There is a two types. What are the two types? One is asynchronous order and next one is desynchronous order. Okay, descending order or desynchronous order. Not descending order, sorry, ascending and descending, not asynchronous, sorry. Ascending order and descending order. Okay, so how to use ascending order? See, if you use simply, we can use by order by name. Order by name. By default it is a ascending order only. If you want descending order, then we can put for DESC. Okay, if you want order by name as ascending order, and also if you want phone number as a descending order. Like this also multiple fields you can check. Let's see one example for query. Example, write a SOQL, to fetch first 10 records, first 10 accounts based on created date, let's see this query. First, what we need to do? Select id comma created date from account. Okay, from account. Now just export now. So here total how many records? 53 records, right? We can put name also for understanding purpose. Export. Now what is the requirement? How many records? First 10 records. Limit is 10. First you have to put the limit 10. Execute now. So 10 records it is coming, right? 10 records it is coming. Now before limit I am going to put order by created date. Just click on execute now. See what are the records it is coming. When you put order by created date, so the data is not returning. Previously what data it is returning? If you remove this one, export now, see it is coming latest data. Whatever data created by latest, that it is coming. If you put order by created date, click on export now, it is coming first data, initial data, whatever it is creating, that assigning order data it is coming. Okay, so now I didn't put any ASC, right? If you put ASC, simply export now, same data it is returning. What is the order by default value? Means ascending order. If you want to particularly descending order, then we can put DESC. If you put DESC, see now the latest data it is coming. The names also it is changing. If you remove the DESC, then you can export now. Then the first data it is coming. So whatever records are created first time, if you want those data, initial data, then you can use by order by created date or order by name, whatever based on the requirement. You have to choose which value we need to put for order by, which field, either name or maybe created date or whatever data it is required you can put. Okay, so if you want same query, tell me now what we need to do. Same query, last 10 records. How to do that? What we need to put here? Tell me. Same query. I want first query it is written for 10 records. First 10 records. I want to fetch last 10 records. Means that is created by latest. Which one we need to put here? We want latest 10 records. How to get it? Any idea? We need to use asynchronous order or desynchronous order. Simply
Need
you
to
can
use
put
descending order.
exactly. That's it. We can just you can put this keyword, same query, we can get a latest data. Hope you clear what is order by. Hmm? Right. So maybe tomorrow we'll continue remaining things. Okay, I'll stop here. If you have any questions, let me know. Clear now? So tomorrow also we'll discuss remaining SOQL queries. So still it is not completed by tomorrow, we'll extend. Hmm? Any questions, please let me know. And also if people can start with the trailheads as well. Okay, so the development trailheads also available. Whatever we discussed up to now, collections trailhead is available. If you go to collections here, but see, first preference is my nodes. Okay, my nodes, my class, whatever we discussed, that is the first preference. Take my nodes and execute line by line code whatever there in my nodes and assignments, everything. Once it is completed, what is next one is trailhead. Okay, just simply we can mention collections in trailhead. Just you can mention like this. It will get, see, use collections unit Salesforce style head. See, set and map unit Salesforce style head. Okay, if you click on here, the set and map related trailhead, it is available here. Some examples, but whatever we discussed in notes, same examples here also it is available. Maybe 1 or 2 points, maybe they're explained more as well. See, that is what development 100% is difficult to discuss, right? Maybe it will change the requirements, maybe multiple methods also we have. Okay, so trailhead is the second priority to practice more examples if you want more information. And the third one is Apex Developer Guide. Okay, if you go with Apex Developer Guide, in detail description it is available. See, Apex Developer Guide, when you go to real time, when you get the job, always we have to check in Apex Developer Guide. Everything it is there, how we are going to return the code. But how to check or which data you need to pick, that is based on experience. You can automatically you can get it. Okay, that is the third one. And the fourth one is check any websites. There is a multiple forums we have, right, in Salesforce related data. You can check any website and you can go through. You can go through. Okay, these are the otherwise you can practice. Okay, in case still any code is not understanding any lines of code or any functionality, then reach out to me. I will guide you. Okay, right. Clear, guys? Or anyone have any concern or any